Gathered here at Ezimo Palace in Owerri are some members of the National Assembly, critical stakeholders from Imo and Abia states, who have come to participate in the public hearing on the proposed alterations to the 1999 Constitution as amended. The Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives and Chairman, House Committee on Constitutional Amendment, Benjamin Kalu, says the aim of the public hearing is to close legal gaps, strengthen democratic institutions, ensure equitable representation, and protection for all Nigerians.
The next electoral reforms aim to establish the autonomy of INEC, guarantee timely resolution of election applications, restore diaspora voting. Let us hear your views. How to make our election fair, or credible.
The public hearing also provides a valuable opportunity for people to contribute meaningfully to the process of making a constitution that equitably serves the interests of all Nigerians. The Imo State Governor and his Abia counterpart Alex Oti agreed on the creation of state police, greater inclusion of women in politics, but differed on the creation of additional states.
The National Assembly, we are underrepresented. And the Federal Executive Council, we are underrepresented. This has shown our voice and agreed our inclusivity into national events. Therefore, it is only fair and just that we ask for the creation of at least 2 additional states in the South.
While I respect the rights of those who believe that the creation of new states will address concerns of marginalization and exclusion of some ethnic and religious groups in the current structure in some parts of the country, I am more concerned about the additional body these proposals, if adopted, would add to the lean resources of the nation through the multiplication of administrative costs and further bloating of an oversized bureaucracy.
Also, representatives of the women folk at the hearing called for the passage of a bill proposing reserved seats for women to further encourage their participation in governance.
We ask all of you that you do not think this is a woman's bill. It is a national bill for national prosperity, for Nigeria to lead, for Africa to breed.
We have a lot of local governments in Imo and some local governments in the Anambra that are fused into what we call an state, and that is what we are pushing for.
As the 10th National Assembly embarks on the Constitution Amendment, Nigerians hope that this process will not go the same way others went in the past.
Well, there are divergent views over the question of whether Nigeria needs a review of the present constitution or a new one. While the House of Representatives has been conducting public hearings across the various regions of the country towards a review of the constitution, the Patriots, in conjunction with the Nigerian Political Summit Group and PSG, have just finished a 3-day summit where they came out with some resolutions. So what is the way forward for the country? Professor Charles Nwekeaku, Secretary Igbo Elders Consultative Forum, joins us in the studio to look at some of these issues from all the angles mentioned. Glad to have you join us.
Thank you so much.
Well, let's just begin with what you had there. One of the things being talked about in the review of the Constitution is creation of states for balancing. You had Mr. Senator Moro talk about Anioma State and an Anim State.
Yes.
So what do you make of that and an overview of the public hearing on review of the Constitution?
Well, I want to commend the members of the National Assembly for realizing that Nigeria needs to move forward. I also want to congratulate the Patriots on this wonderful initiative. But for me, the Patriots demanded for a new constitution.
New one, yeah.
I share their view because the current constitution is an imposition. It doesn't encourage creativity. It doesn't encourage innovation. It doesn't encourage entrepreneurship. It encourages laziness. It encourages mediocrity. It encourages, that is, on productivity. And that's why Nigeria is where it is. So the fact that both the National Assembly and the Patriots are talking, they have one thing in common, need for a change. I agree with them. But their strategies, I disagree with them, starting with the Patriots. Patriots, yes, they said there's need to have a new constitution. I agree with them. But talking about having another constituent assembly for us to get it, I disagree with them. Because first, to get a new constituent assembly, it will take time, resources will go there, and a number of things. We will be going back to Egypt. So we don't need to have another constituent assembly because we have an alternative. For the National Assembly, I think what they're doing is a jamboree. Jamboree in the sense that going round, this is what you call gerrymandering, creation of takers, 2027 at hand, and people will keep on lobbying again. And you can imagine the resources that are being wasted. You travel to different zones instead of sitting there to do it. What they're supposed to do, we have an alternative. We have the Obasanjo, he set up a Constituent Assembly. They have a report. We have the 2014 conference report, which was produced by Jonathan administration. That 2014, if they had read it, it can answer over 80% of national questions.
The Patriots mentioned it.
Yes. So that's what. So Patriots should have insisted, look, Mr. President, implement the 2014 Constitutional Conference report. If that is done, that will save all this jamboree now. Going, you can see already there are disagreements. Look at Sati, for example. Senator Hope Uzodinma is asking, yes, give us 2 states. Betoti is talking about devolution of power. You can see disagreement, even the 2 governors from the Southeast. As a matter of fact, to some extent,
is expected, yes, because
to some extent, yes, that 2014 Constitutional Conference recommended, for the sake of justice, fairness and equity, that additional states should be given to Southeast in order to bring the zone at par with the others. That is what should be done. The issue of recommending 12 states for the entire, how far the existing states, how far are they functioning? They depend on the federation account to operate. The problem of Nigeria is not the issue of new states, new local government. The problem is functionality. We are talking of high central. We are practicing in Nigeria unity centralism. You say you are practicing yes, presidential system of government.
So what you have, because everything you're saying,
yes,
even from the resolutions of the Patriots,
yes,
practically agree, because you talked about federalism,
yes,
and then physical federalism, where the states,
yes,
will have a hold on their resources, yes, among their resources, yes, state police and all, yes, that. So, and the reason why they brought out the Constituent Assembly is that eventually to go down to the people, then the people will give a thumbs up for it before it can then become a constitution, which they say, yes, the people now own, not the 1999 that was foisted upon us.
It's like you want to go to Lagos, to Kano from here. You first go to Lagos by road, then start going through Sokoto and so forth. What the Patriots, I agree with them. There's a need to have a people's constitution. That's okay.
Yeah.
You don't need to have a new constituent assembly. You have already done work. And you know that people that did that, and that thing was quite representative enough.
The 2014.
And yes. Apart from that, a number of issues there on consensus. The Patriots that met, if you looked well, you see that leaders on some sections of the country didn't come. So there is already a crack on the unity of Patriots. If you look where you see, you want me to mention the sections?
No, we don't even have the time.
Yes, you see that in some sections of the country were not there because they did not agree. I answered 1 or 2 of them, they just laughed. So that will not live up. What should move Nigeria forward is immediate implementation of 2014 conference report. It covers a number of things. And if you're implementing it, what could be done is give Southeast additional 1 state. Don't talk of creation of other states. Because when you do that, you bring Southeast at par with the others. Then go and unbundle the power under the legislative list. We have 68 items. Check other countries that practice federalism. There's no other country that has up to 68 under the exclusive list.
That will come under devolution of powers.
Yes.
That the Patriots are talking
you devolve power and retain about 5. Foreign affairs, defense, currency, central banking, internal affairs.
Which are key federal government.
Yes, you keep these things. And then you now charge the states. When you devolve this power, let states go and start working. Now, if you are distributing any money from the federation account, it should be based on the contribution so that each place should start working. You see now many zones are demanding for new local government. I listened to Deputy Governor of Lagos State talking about...
Hamzat.
Yes, he was right. Lagos and Kano were created at the same time. And Lagos then had more population than Kano. But Lagos State has, I think, 21 local governments. 20, good. And Kano has 44. Jigawa carved after that place, not 27, 33, making old Kano 77. What is equity? Bayelsa has only 8 local government. So when you devolve power, any zone that wants 1 million local government can go and create.
But then, just another angle to all this situation. The former president, whom you mentioned, Olusegun Obasanjo, says Nigeria's challenge is not the constitution, but the operators of the constitution, that there needs to be an attitudinal behavioral change from our leaders.
I have great respect for Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, but I disagree with him here. It is wrong. He's not the first one to say it. People keep on saying that the problem of Nigeria is not the constitution, but the operators. It's the constitution that brought up bad leaders. So it's the wrong constitution that actually brought up these wrong people that are holding Nigeria at ransom. Because constitution has made it in such a way that bad people will get money at all cost and take power. Go and check. Go and check people who are contesting. Honest Nigerians cannot contest. Many honest Nigerians that can render service cannot contest. You see the kind of condition put there. So the problem of Nigeria is not the operators, but a bad constitution that keeps on bringing up bad leaders. So if you have a good constitution, that constitution will remove the chaffs. We remove the charlatans. We remove buccaneers, political buccaneers, and bring out good people that will move Nigeria forward.
That will serve.
Yes.
That's what Kaigama said.
So for any person telling you the problem is not that of a constitution, but operator. No, it's the bad constitution that keeps on bringing bad operators.
We'll leave it there. Thank you so much. The arguments on this will continue. Constitution, operators, behavioral change, and attitude. Professor Charles Nwekeaku, Secretary, Igbo Elders Consultative Forum. Thank you for joining us on Newsnight.